Hi Aquarius, this is Tisch Aitken. This is your monthly horoscope for the month of October. This has been a really busy fall because we started in September with Mars retrograding on September 9th at 28 degrees of the cardinal fire sign of Aries, and it stations direct on November 13th at 15 degrees of Aries. Mars rules the sign of Aries, and it's what gives us the charge and the drive to get things done. It's what gives us the courage to move forward in difficult and frightening times. Now that Mars is retrograde, it makes things more challenging as we proceed ahead with reconciling this historical lineup of planets in Capricorn that have changed the world. This whole story of collapsing of old paradigms and restructuring. Saturn and Pluto met up in Capricorn at 22 degrees of Capricorn at the world axis on January 12th. And that occurred in your 12th house of endings and the subconscious mind. And it could be a lot of things that you're releasing in your life. Maybe there's some healing work that you're doing in such a difficult time. It's been historically unforgettable, obviously, and you're also preparing for Saturn re-entering your sign. You got a brief glimpse earlier in the year. Saturn entered your sign on March 23rd, and it was there until July 1st. It re-enters on December 17th, and it'll be there until March of 2023, and that's a big deal. That's a time where you're anchoring new goals. It's a major chapter in your life of major beginnings and major endings. But Saturn rewards hard work and really preparing for things you want to launch during that time, what you want to commit to in the next few years. The other part of it is that Jupiter is also going to be exiting Capricorn on December 20th. And they will converge on the winter solstice at 0 degrees of your sign in your first house of self and new beginnings. And Jupiter in your sign on and off until December 29th of next year is going to bring all sorts of opportunities. And it's going to be like a technological revolution, but it's going to be a very pivotal time in your life. So although this year is historical for all of us because, again, we had planets meeting up at the world axis, the two malefics, the two major players of the zodiac. This is something that hits all of us. You are headed for a big time yourself in the near future, and you want to use this fall to get ready. Mars is retrograde in your house of learning and thoughts and ideas, and it's in review mode. And Mars only retrogrades in Aries. Let's see, the last time was 1988, and the time before that was 1941. So you're not going to deal with this kind of a review with Mars retrograde very frequently, obviously. And you are preparing for Saturn and Jupiter entering your sign, marking the age of Aquarius and a major chapter in your life. So this is an excellent time with Mars retrograde to review classes you can take, to review people you can reach out to, networking, marketing yourself. I definitely think it's an excellent time for getting involved in taking classes and, webinars and things of that sort, going back to school, and then we have a full moon that takes place on October 1st at 9 degrees of Aries. And it's conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, and it occurs at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this is a good full moon for releasing pain and anger because it is conjunct Chiron. And again, it's falling in your house of thoughts and ideas. So really journaling how you feel, letting go of some of the toxic emotions that all of us are feeling from this kind of a year, and it's a good moon for letting go of that anger and pain. On the 2nd of October, Venus enters the sign of Virgo, and it transits in your house of other people's money, joint resources and investments, as well as intimacy and blocked wounds. And it'll be there until October 27th. And that could be a good time for for working on your finances, because that does deal with debt and joint resources, and again doing some healing work around emotions, because Venus in the 8th house is a bit of a painful placement of it, so, and there's a lot to work with right now because you are headed for a big time in your life. And on October 4th is when things really heat up, because we've got Pluto, which is the main player of the year aside from Saturn. Pluto stations direct at 22 degrees of Capricorn. And that again is the world axis that impacts people on the world stage and people in power, but it also impacts every one of us. And for you, it's falling in the 12th house of endings and the subconscious mind. It is opposing your house of work. Maybe there are changes or endings at the workplace. Maybe there are things that have gotten brought up for you in this year with all of this happening that has been painful, emotional issues that you need to do inner work on. And Pluto, when Pluto stations direct, we're going to feel it in a big way. And again, it's setting off that conjunction from the beginning of the year. So we may get more information about the economy. Capricorn rules corporations and Pluto rules other people's money and mutual funds and joint resources. We may get more information about the pandemic because we were starting to get more information globally about that in the beginning of the year. And then on the 8th of October, Mars reaches 22 degrees of Aries and also sets off that conjunction. A lot of belligerent energy. With Mars retrograde, the energy of Mars, the lower form, is much more emphasized. The hostility, the aggression, the rage, the frustration. So being wary of the fact that a lot of people are going to be feeling that way with Mars retrograde in your house of ideas and how you think, you may be feeling angry or frustrated, and you need to find healthy channels for that, especially, again, you're preparing for a really big time in your life. So just knowing people are going to be really triggered at that time, and really this whole month of October, trying to find ways to meditate and manifest and raise your vibration. And that's all you can control, is how you interact with other people, but knowing that this will be the collective energy. And on the 10th of October, we have Venus in Virgo forming a trine to Taurus, trine to Uranus and Taurus. And that's a very innovative energy. And Taurus rules your house of home and family, and it's a very innovative energy. Maybe you're doing something. Uranus has been transiting on and off since May 15th of 2018 in your house of home and family, and it'll be there for the next few years. But maybe you're doing an innovative project at home, something creative. It's a nice energy, and it's nice for socializing too. And then we have on the 11th of October, the Sun in Libra, in your house of higher learning and manifesting and hope, is forming a square to Jupiter in your house of the imagination. That's actually a really good day to manifest. It could be a lot of information and things going on, but I think that also could be a good day for manifesting work for you. And on the 12th of October, we have a really good manifesting energy, because Jupiter forms what's known as a sextile to Neptune in Pisces, and Jupiter is transiting in your 12th house of the imagination and of spirituality and hidden matters, and Pisces rules your second house of income and money and how you create and how you earn an income. So this is really good energy for manifesting opportunities, for new financial options, and just for spiritual manifestation, for all the healing work that you need to do right now with this collective tale of reconstruction that for you is falling in your house of buried matters. And then we have on, let's see here, on the 13th of October, Mercury stations retrograde at 11 degrees of Scorpio. It's retrograding in your house of career, and it stations direct on November 3rd at 25 degrees of Libra. So it's retrograding in your house of professional matters and life goals. So you're reassessing that area of your life. That could be where there could be maybe some things that come up that you need to work on or improve. Maybe you hear from old coworkers or old clients, and then it is re-entering your house of higher learning. Maybe you're considering going back to school, particularly with Mars retrograding in your house of learning as well. So that is something that's taking place as well. So we'll be dealing with Mercury retrograde in the middle of the month as well as Mars retrograde. That's fun. So then we have on the 16th of October, a new moon in Libra that takes place at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it falls in your house of higher learning and manifesting. And a new moon is always a time of new beginnings and setting intentions. This new moon is a little bit more belligerent because it's forming an opposition to Mars, which is in your house of thoughts and communication, and also Eris, the goddess of discord. She's the warrior feminine, and she is the sister of Mars. So there's that Mars type of energy opposing the new moon, and they all square Pluto, the planet of death and power and rebirth. So it could be intense, but definitely set intentions around your hopes. And again, there could be a big direction about going back to school, I feel, for you, or taking classes. But set intentions. It's in the 9th house. That's a very manifesting, visionary house to do that. Okay? And then on the 18th of October, the Sun in Libra, in your house of manifesting and optimism, forms a challenging square to Saturn in your house of endings. And Venus that day is forming an opposition to Neptune in your house of money. So that could be challenging around financial matters and around getting along with other people, feeling blocked in some way. That's not a good day for targeting romantic or financial opportunities. And then we have on the 22nd of October, the Sun enters the sign of Scorpio, where it'll be until November 21st. It's lighting up your house of career, and that's helpful. That's good energy. And then on the 27th of October, Mercury re-enters Libra, and it re-enters your house of learning and rethinking that area of your life, and it will station direct on November 3rd. And then we have at the last day of the month on Halloween, we have a full moon in Taurus that takes place at 10:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 8 degrees of Taurus, and it's conjunct Uranus, the planet of chaos and innovation and surprise, happens to be the ruler of your sign. And so with Uranus, expect the unexpected. That's a full moon in your house of home and family and real estate. Maybe there is something, a home project you've been working on. Maybe you've been doing a renovation at home. Maybe you're redecorating. That could bring things to completion. Maybe there's a little bit of friction at home. But the full moon will be interesting. We have 2 full moons and 1 new moon this month. And we have 2 personal planets retrograde in the middle of the month, and Mars squaring off in all sorts of ways. So, really focus on your thoughts and how you're raising your vibration, and I wish you a lot of luck. Thank you.